All right, let's dive right into this explainer. If you've ever daydreamed about hitting the dance floor here in Chicago, whether you've got your eyes set on a competition trophy or you're just trying to cure two left feet, you've probably hit a wall when it comes to figuring out the cost, right? It's kind of an opaque world. Some studios throw out hourly rates, others have these super complicated tiered packages, and the final numbers, they can be all over the place. Well, today we are going to completely unlock that world. By the end of this, you're going to be a truly informed consumer, knowing exactly what to expect and, more importantly, how to get the absolute most bang for your buck. So imagine you're prepping for a wedding. Or, hey, maybe you just want to learn a few basic steps so you'll look good on a Saturday night out without literally stepping on anyone's toes. The absolute first question on your mind is almost certainly, okay, what should I actually expect to pay? And honestly, that's the most natural starting point when you're taking on a brand new hobby. Getting a firm handle on the financial commitment right out of the gate is exactly how you avoid that notorious sticker shock later.
Now, time for a quick reality check. There isn't just one single magical flat rate across the city for all dance lessons. I wish there was, but instead, the total cost heavily depends on three main pillars: the format of the class, the specific dance style you want to learn, and the instructor. You'll find there's a familiar range out there, but it really all comes down to exactly what kind of training you're looking for. Let's actually establish our baseline right now. Group classes are going to offer your most affordable entry point. You're looking at about $20 to $50 per class session. It's a fantastic way to just dip your toes in. But if you jump over to private lessons for that highly focused one-on-one or two-on-one attention, you'll definitely notice a premium jump. That's typically going to run you somewhere between $60 to $150 an hour, sometimes even more depending on the studio. And couples lessons, they sit right in that same premium bucket, occasionally priced just slightly higher since the instructor is managing two learners at the exact same time. And this brings us to our very first major insider tip. Listen to this. If you're paying for individual, one-off sessions, you are almost always paying the absolute maximum premium. Period. But studios really want your commitment. They thrive on regular attendees, so they will absolutely reward you with a significantly better per lesson rate if you plan ahead and buy a multi-lesson bundle. It's a total win-win. Moving on to Section 1, the price multipliers. Let's quickly break down these variables. First up, the dance style itself and the intensity of the training. On one hand, we've got popular social styles. Think your basic ballroom, salsa, or swing. Because these are incredibly popular and taught by tons of instructors, the prices stay super competitive. But on the flip side, if you're aiming for specialized training, like competitive choreography or really advanced technique, well, that's a different story. Niche training means fewer classes are available and there's a much higher demand for those specific instructors. Naturally, that's going to drive your price up. Second thing to keep in mind, the instructor's credentials play a massive role in the final price tag. Lessons with well-known instructors, dedicated competition coaches, or highly certified teachers are simply going to cost more. But, and this is a huge but, paying for that higher pricing tier doesn't automatically mean a famous coach is the best personal fit for a total beginner. Sometimes you're just paying for an elite resume when a super patient, standard price teacher might actually serve you way better right now. Honestly, you do not need a world champion to teach you a basic box step. Finally, the specific lesson format matters immensely. Take wedding first dance preparation, for example. If you need highly tailored coaching for a major life event, rather than just getting some general feedback in a crowded group class, studios generally price that as a premium tailored service. You aren't just paying for the floor space. You're paying for custom choreography and the specific expertise required to get you ready and completely confident to perform in front of an audience. All right, Section 2, estimating your total budget. Let's figure out how to strategize and actually maximize your spend. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend using a phased approach to get the most value out of every single dollar. Here's the game plan. Step 1. Start with a short run of affordable group classes. This helps you get the basic steps down, find your rhythm, and build your confidence on the floor without totally breaking the bank. Then, step 2, strategically invest in a few private sessions. You use those privates to fix your specific bad habits and get targeted corrections that you just can't get when a teacher's trying to manage 20 other people at the same time. Let's see how this actually shapes your calendar depending on your goals. Contrast that spread out beginner strategy, where you're mixing group and private lessons over a nice long timeline, with the event training strategy. If you're training for a big event like a wedding, your end goal dictates an accelerated, highly dense schedule of private or couples lessons. You're basically paying a premium to accelerate your progress and cram months of muscle memory into just a few short weeks before the big day.
Which brings us to Section 3, the final vetting. Here are the essential questions you absolutely need to ask.
Before you hand over your credit card, always ask these critical questions to protect yourself from any hidden traps. First off, clarify if the advertised rates are per hour or per session. A 45-minute session versus a full 60-minute hour is a massive distinction for your wallet. Next, uncover any hidden studio fees up front, things like registration, memberships, or recital fees, so you can actually compare studios apples to apples. Also, definitely watch out for expiring packages or strict missed class penalties. Life happens, and you really don't want to lose what you've paid for. Finally, ask if you'll be matched with a similar skill level in groups, and if there are going to be any extra costs for costumes or partner coordination down the line. Nailing these down prevents some truly nasty surprises.
Armed with all of this information, ask yourself 3 final questions before making a call. What is your preferred dance style? What is your actual experience level? And what is your ideal format? Knowing these answers perfectly positions you to go out and get a precise, surprise-free estimate for your Chicago dance lessons. So here's my final thought for you to chew on. Now that you have the absolute insider blueprint to navigating the Chicago dance scene, what's stopping you from taking that very first step onto the floor?